Marco Rubio has arrived in Parkland, I believe, at the scene still. Oh, I'm sorry, it's Washington, D.C. I apologize. Senator Rubio, thank you for joining us.
Thanks. Thank you.
Can you just talk about how you found out about this and what your reaction is?
Well, we found out, unfortunately, the way I think a lot of parents and people who were involved in this found out, and that is with a news report about a shooting in Broward County. And, you know, it's interesting that I think every week that goes on, you get a notice about some school that's been locked down somewhere. It's kind of because of the precautions we take. So you just kind of hope that that's what it was. But then the news began to trickle out, and then we got a call shortly before 3 o'clock by law enforcement agencies that this was a real situation, and they were evaluating what the situation was at the time. And by 3:30, it was pretty apparent that this was a very serious incident, and that it involved the large number of people that have been both injured and potentially killed. We knew once the police got into the building, they suspected they would find more victims, particularly because of the amount of time it took to get in there. And obviously, we're still learning a lot more. I just got off the phone with federal law enforcement about 45 minutes ago. As soon as I finish this, I'll do another call with them to get the latest update. They were, unlike some of the other school shootings that we've seen over the last few years or even decades, this is one of the few where the assailant's actually in custody. So they're going to have an opportunity to interview this person and gain information and learn more about the motive behind it, and of course the method too. How did this happen, and why did it happen? Those are two important questions.
But not unlike some of the other mass shootings we've seen in our recent history in this country, the shooter used a semi-automatic rifle, a weapon. Is there a problem there?
Well, we don't know how they got a hold of it. I mean, that's the most important point. I mean, how did it happen? Was it stolen? Did it belong to someone and they broke in and got it from a family member? I mean, I'm just speculating. We don't know. So I know that ATR is rerunning those traces now, so we'll learn from that. We'll learn about how they got a hold of the ammunition. This individual used not lethal weaponry, but used some other tactics and methods. I'll leave it to law enforcement to announce it. But he possessed some other gear that was indicative of someone who was trying to maximize the loss of life. So again, this is the kinds of things that they're going through right now and determining it. And I think it's important before we begin to assign answers to be able to say, you know, this is what the law should be.
Senator Rubio, I just wonder if you have any thoughts, because there are people obviously that are
lost their audio here.
Did you, Senator Rubio, are you able to hear us? All right, we lost Senator Rubio for a moment. Maybe we can get him back. We wanted to talk to him a little bit about the response in Washington and what he expects to see in the coming days. Obviously, lawmakers are gathering together. There are important matters on the agenda in terms of immigration reform and the federal budget, all of which is important and that lawmakers are taking a look at. But now this is going to be part of the national discussion as well. A story unfolding in our backyard is now going to become a part of the national conversation. And so, Senator Rubio, are you there? Did we get you back? Okay, so we're still working. We're still working on getting Senator Rubio back. You know, he mentioned some of the other tactics that this suspect employed, and we actually learned that from Senator Nelson, who told us that this suspect apparently was armed with a gas mask and smoke grenades, and that he had activated the alarm system. Senator Rubio, I understand you're able to hear us again.
Yeah, I am. I'm sorry. We lost connection there.
I'm glad we got you back. I wanted to ask you about how this story now injects itself into the national conversation as lawmakers in Washington are gathered to focus on such important issues like the budget, like a potential fix for DACA. How does this conversation now about gun violence become a part of the national conversation and the conversation between you and your colleagues in Washington?
Well, it's an ongoing part of the conversation, and it's a never-ending one. And anytime people lose their lives, you're going to see it retain focus as it should. And you know, the gun part gets a lot of coverage, but the violence part is the one we also need to examine. I mean, it's important to understand the United States of America is, by all accounts, the richest, the most prosperous, the freest society in all of human history. And I'm not saying we're perfect, and I'm not saying we don't have issues in this country, but one of the questions we have to ask ourselves is, why is it that we are a place with so much prosperity, so much opportunity, And we have a 19-year-old man that is willing to take the life of 17 people and try to take the life of many more. I mean, there's a deeper issue at play. Is it mental illness? Is it the direction of our culture? Is it what is happening beyond simply the methods that people are using to take life, but what is happening underneath the surface that's leading to this, whether it's the attacks like we saw today or the horrifying street violence we see on a regular basis. What is it in this society that leads people to have such a disregard for human life? That's a fundamental question that we need to confront, and whether there's a law or a program or it's a societal conversation or all of the above, we have to spend some time on that.
Well, if it is a mental health issue, would you be willing to dedicate more resources and push for more resources to mental health treatment?
I always have, and I will continue to. Unfortunately, mental illness is not treated as a disease; it's treated as a behavior, and there's a stigma associated with it, and it's complex. You know, people that have someone in their family or someone who they love that's mentally ill. Sometimes people don't want to admit it. Sometimes they understand it, but they could never imagine the person they care about becoming violent. Or they just write it off as this person's strange, but I don't think they'll ever do any of the things they say. I'm not saying any of that applies in this case. I think that's important to allow the authorities to divulge those facts. But I'm saying it's difficult, but yes, there's no doubt that mental illness is a serious issue in this country, that we do not have a system in place to effectively and consistently treat it. Whether that was a contributing factor to this or not remains to be seen, but it's an ongoing problem for the country irrespective.
Florida Senator Marco Rubio joining us from the nation's capital. Senator Rubio, thank you very much for your time tonight.